Good evening, everyone. I am Saransh Huja. I welcome you all to today's webinar, where we are celebrating 6th anniversary of Saturday International Tax Gyan and 4th anniversary of FEMA funding. Today's webinar will be divided in two sessions, where in first session we will discuss changes and use cases of AI in cross-border practice, and session 2 will be about our alumni interaction on their career and professional journey in cross-border practice. During the session, if anyone has any question, please drop it in the chat box. We will try our best to pick it up. Now, I would like to invite CN Naman Malu sir to tell us more about Saturday International Tax Camp.
Yeah, so hi everyone. Thank you for that introduction. जो लोग हमारे साथ शायद बहुत टाइम से maybe they will be knowing we every year we do this anniversary webinar specifically wherein we discuss कि how did we do it. तो जो लोग शायद पहले से होंगे जुड़े हुए उनको पता होगा that how this journey has been and हमने कितने try किया है कि we try to discuss about international taxation, about what are the changes, what are the new things that are going on in international taxation. So that was whole and soul, and every year की तरह इस साल भी हम वापस आ गए अपने वेबिनार को लेके, but this year we thought कि rather than technical, let's try and do and maybe going into the session पहले हम थोड़ा सा basic एक आपको बता देते हैं that how did SITG started. जैसे हम बहुत startups का सुनते हैं, they all started in COVID. This SITG also started in COVID, जहाँ पे हम लोग सब घर पे थे. We were thinking कि क्या नया कर सकते हैं because उस टाइम काम इतना था नहीं, because businesses are not working, so we are also not working. So हम लोग के पास हमने सोचा कि क्या ऐसा नया हम नॉलेज मैनेजमेंट के लिए या नॉलेज बढ़ाने के लिए हम कर सकते हैं. So at that time we also started Saturday International Tax Gyan. So 6th anniversary means 2020 में हमने इसको start किया था, and then now we are here 6 years after that, and still we are trying to be consistent and be as consistent as we can, because consistency is the key, I believe, whenever you want to achieve anything. So I believe we have tried, and this has also helped us in our personal growth, because जब हम case laws पढ़ते हैं, when we try to read any case law, any concept in international tax ज्ञान, तो हम लोग के वजह से उसके personal हमारा भी growth हो जाता है. तो that is how this is helping us, and maybe some of our readers जो हमारे साथ इसको पढ़ते आए हैं साथ में ऐसे from last 6 years. So thank you everyone for being there and being with us in this 6 years of journey of Saturday International Tax Gyan. So that is all I think from my side. Maybe we can Harshita can tell us more about her journey with FEMA के फंडे, and if during the session आपको कोई भी question आए with regard to any AI, या फिर आप भी कोई AI share करना चाहते हैं अपनी तरफ से, what is the solution that you are using, you can maybe raise your hand or put it in Q&A, and we will surely try to give you also a few minutes in describing and benefiting the community at large.
Thank you, Naman. So, hello everyone. As Naman has already given you a brief about SITG and FKF, so he was very rightly mentioning that from the past 6 years of SITG and 4 years of FKF, we are consistent in doing our anniversary celebrations as well. And today, this year's topic was a little different. If I talk about FEMA ke Funde, so obviously the inspiration is in-house only. So the inspiration came from SITG, and along with the inspiration from SITG, we saw a problem which we tried to address in our way. So the problem was that when a client come to us, especially individuals, when they come to us with reference to a FEMA matter, the moot problem was not of the willfulness to do the things. The moot problem was that of unawareness, that they were not aware that what is FEMA, what are the FEMA provisions, if they are making any investment outside India, that they have to do some kind of ODI and FC reporting and everything. They were not aware about that. So the problem that we identified at that point of time was lack of awareness. And then we started, and obviously we had a reference SITG for this. So our motivation behind FEMA ka Funda was obviously our constant reading and understanding, because I believe that we are the biggest gainers from it, because every week when we have to publish something, it's a kind of a moral responsibility that we have taken on ourselves, that no, we have to read, we have to update you on what updates are coming on and what are the notifications here and there. And the main thing in FEMA is the understanding of how to read FEMA and from where to read FEMA, because if you look at that the FEMA Act, it's very small. So you can easily complete it in one afternoon or one evening. However, if we think that if we have read Income Tax Act, we are thorough with all the income tax provisions, we can solve any complex matter. That's not the case in FEMA. So with various master directions roaming around, circulars, notifications, press release here and there, it's very difficult to actually understand from where one read FEMA and how to interpret it FEMA. So that's a tiny bit of effort which we are making for ourselves and for all of you, so that we can simplify the complex FEMA provisions in a simple pictorial and maybe cartoon characterish avatar for you all. So that's my part. Over to you, Saransh.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving further, we will now discuss AI tools and their applicability in cross-border practice, where we will mainly focus on how AI can improve our efficiency and help in research, compliance, and workflow management in our professional practice. So I would like to invite Harshita ma'am again to discuss her AI tool.
You are on mute, Harshita. You are on mute. एक सेकेंड. हर्षिता आप म्यूट पे है, आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Oh, sorry. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
okay,
you.
fine. Okay, okay. So the first tool that we wanted to take up today is on transfer pricing. So everyone who has done transfer pricing or knows anything about transfer pricing, they must be aware that the comparability analysis and something which we commonly refer to as business description of the comparable companies. So finding business description was a very tedious task, and it requires a lot of accuracy as well, because that is something which is the most underrated in transfer pricing. So if I look about business description, where you have run a search process, an entire search process to find out the comparable companies. So what database will gives you is the database will throw you a list of companies which, after passing all your filters, is a list of comparable companies, say let's say 100, 200, 500. Then you have to do a qualitative analysis of those companies. So how traditionally qualitative analysis is done is that you go to the website of those companies, you find out the annual reports, you search the web around what the companies are actually doing, and then on the basis of the available information, you on the basis of what they are actually doing, you find out that whether a particular comparable should be accepted or rejected. So for that tedious process, we made an in-house tool. This is TP comparability analysis. So this is the interface of the tool. I hope everybody is able to see that. So when you click on this new search option, it will give you a window like this. Now, in the best interest of time, I've already pre-filled it. So here we have to fill in some basic information. For example, I have to enter the name of the company. I have to include the keywords that I want to include in the companies that I am doing the search for. So here I am doing the search for a marketing and advertisement company. So here I've selected that, okay, I want to include the keywords like marketing, business promotion, market research, market analysis, branding, etc. And I've also given a summary of the company, that what my company is doing. So for example, ABC Limited has provided business management consultancy, public relationship services, including advertising, marketing, business promotion, sales, data analysis, market research, and etc. to these two related parties. Now, I have also instructed the database that I don't want these particular words. So, for example, in this case, I don't want data analysis, data management, data research, only companies which are doing this, then it also gives me a strictness indicator that how strict I want my business description to be. So for once, I've kept it moderate on a moderate level. And here I have given it a list of my comparable companies. Now, if I run this analysis, so the software will start working on it and it will give a summary of all the inputs which you have given over here. And along with that, it will create these subheads. So, for example, the name of the company, the website from where it is chunking data, the summary of the business description, the decision that whether the software is accepting or rejecting the company, and then the specific reason for the acceptance and rejection. So, it will give you a list like that, which obviously you can export it into Excel and then maybe you can cross verify and do your own research analysis. So this is one such tool which we have developed in transfer pricing for the purpose of qualitative analysis. Now moving on to the second tool, which is with respect to FEMA filing of Form FC.
Okay, so hello everyone. I am Tanesh Vijay, and I'll be presenting how we have developed this tool for filing Form FC. So basically, this is the interface, front end, how the tool looks to everyone who wants to file a Form FC. We have tried to make it look like just a normal tool. So we have actually created a much detailed system prompt, which is in Markdown. And what this does is it teaches the tool how the tool has to present and create the form FC, teaches it. So we first ask it to read the system prompt for form FC, and then we have a dummy prepared itself, all the data we usually have to file the form FC. So then, okay. And then when I just tell it that first read the system prompt for form FC and then file form FC for dummy A, it will start with the processing. So it usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to file the form FC. It just start to analyze the prompt, then it analyze all the files uploaded. So in the meanwhile, if I'll just show you, so basically these are the requirement documents. So this is a sheet which we have prepared, and in this sheet, every data which is required is being created. And if we can just show you the form FC which it generates. So yes, as you can look over here, this is what it does finally. The process does take time, but we have a dummy already prepared, and that's how our form FC looks like. It has filled everything, all the required information. Everything which has been filled over here is the dummy information which is created for the purpose of presenting over here. And that's how our tool works. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Danish. Now I will move forward with Naman Malu sir on their residency tool AI tool. Over to you, Naman sir.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So now अभी हमने दो टूल देखे जो हमने टीपी में बनाए हैं, एक हमने फेमा में यूज किया है, करेक्ट. सो दीज आर ऑल इन हाउस टूल. तो वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आज की डेट में जो हम आज से कुछ टाइम पहले तक देखते थे कि हाउ दिस टूल आर वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मेक और एनीथिंग, हमको एक इंजीनियर टीम चाहिए, आईटी टीम चाहिए. बट आज भी जो बड़े टूल बनाना है विच नीड स्केल, विच नीड्स मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन, वो तो शायद हमको उसके लिए आज हो सकता है टीम चाहिएगी. बट इसमें से कई टूल्स ऐसे हैं जो हमने खुद बना लिए हैं, मे बी इन 2-3 days 4 days. हमारे इंटर्न्स जो हमारे साथ काम करते हैं, एसोसिएट्स हैं, उन लोगों ने बनाए हैं खुद से टूल्स. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि आज की डेट में देयर इज दिस सेशन इज जस्ट द इंट्रोडक्शन टू यू कि क्रॉस बॉर्डर में भी हम कैसे टूल्स बना के उसको यूज कर रहे हैं, हाउ वी आर मेकिंग इट मोर इजी टू रिमूव द कम्बरसमनेस ऑफ डूइंग अ रिपीटेटिव टास्क, ताकि कोई भी बेसिक गलतियां ना हो जो हम शायद अभी फीडिंग करने में शायद कोई बेसिक गलती हो जाए, तो बेसिक गलतियां नहीं होगी. टूल्स बताने का बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव ये है टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड कि आप खुद भी शायद ये टूल्स बना सकते हैं अपने ऑफिस में, जस्ट टू इंस्पायर कि चलो ऐसा हो सकता है, हम भी सीखेंगे. मे बी कुछ टूल्स ऐसे आप लोग भी कुछ ऐसे सॉल्यूशंस बता पाए हमको, शायद हम भी उससे सीख के आगे नए टूल्स और बना सके. तो दिस इज all about that, क्योंकि अभी हम डिटेल में एक एक टूल्स का अगर डिटेल्स देने जाएंगे तो इट विल टेक सम टाइम फॉर अस आल्सो टू डिस्कस ईच एंड एवरी टूल इन डिटेल की कैसे बना क्या बना. सो वी आर जस्ट गिविंग यू अ ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन की ये चीज कैसे काम करती है. नाउ कमिंग टू अवर next tool, and if during the session any question आपको कोई भी टूल पे हो, you can just drop it in the chat और Q&A. हम लोग उसको सेशन के मे बी बिटवीन और आफ्टर कभी भी हम उसको एड्रेस जरूर करेंगे कैसे हमने बनाया क्या बनाया. एंड अगर कुछ डिटेल होगा तो मे बी वी कैन टेक इट ऑफलाइन ऑल्सो, दैट्स ऑल्सो नॉट एन इशू. बट दिस इज जस्ट अ सेशन टू डिस्कस की क्या क्या चीजें और हो रही है, कैसे हम कर सकते हैं, हाउ कैन वी बी इन लाइन विद द बिग एंटिटी जिसके पास बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज हैं, हमारे पास कम रिसोर्सेज है. बीइंग इन अ टायर 2, वी आर आल्सो फ्रॉम जयपुर, वी आर इन अ टायर 2 सिटी, बट स्टिल वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू दिस. सो ये एक टूल है जो हमको बहुत काम आता है एज फार एज इंटरनेशनल टैक्स गोज, क्योंकि अभी हम रिटर्न फाइलिंग सीजन स्टार्ट करेंगे. एनआरआईज हमारे पास आते हैं रिटर्न फाइलिंग के लिए. सबसे पहला चीज जो सबसे बेसिक टेस्ट है कि क्या आप रेसिडेंट है या नॉन रेसिडेंट है एज फार एज इनकम टैक्स गोज. करेक्ट. सो उसको टेस्ट करने के लिए आज तक हम सब क्या करते होंगे, मे बी हमारे ऑफिस में तो हम यही करते थे 1 साल पहले तक कि हम लोग उनको एक्सेल भेजते थे. वो एक्सेल में एवरी ईयर का हमको नंबर ऑफ डेज भेजते थे. वी यूज टू कैलकुलेट इट मैन्युअली एंड देन हमको पता चलता था वो रेसिडेंट है कि नहीं है. अब इसमें 2-3 इश्यूज थे. एक तो हर साल उसको फिर डेटा अपना भेजते तो हम लोग चेक करते कि यार ये लास्ट ईयर से डेटा कुछ चेंज हुआ या नहीं हुआ, क्या हुआ, क्योंकि इसके अंदर इश्यूज हैं. प्लस फिर हर एक जन जो इंडिविजुअली इसको चेक करता था उन सबको भी इंडिविजुअली हर चीज की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए थी कि क्या वो रेसिडेंट कितने डेज के अंदर होगा. फिर आजकल जब हम केस लॉज देखते हैं तो इतने डायनामिक रूल्स आ गए हैं फॉर रेसिडेंसी, सो इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मे बी टेल एवरीवन की क्या होगा. और अल्टीमेटली फिर वो हमारे पे आता था कि वी हैव टू इवन चेक द रेसिडेंसी की रेसिडेंसी सही से कैलकुलेट हो रही है नहीं हो रही है. So that's why we tried to make this tool which is a text residency analyzer, जिसके अंदर अगर आप इधर देखेंगे तो ऐसा नहीं है कि ये कोई फटाफट हो जाता है, चेंजेस बन जाते हैं. देखिए whenever we talk about AI tools even in our office, हमको कई बार लगता है कि यार हम ये AI tools बता देंगे तो लोग बना लेंगे, बट अल्टीमेटली हमको पता ये चलता है कि AI tools बनाना is also not easy. You need some interest in this field, maybe discussing and creating such tools which takes time, and सब लोग ऐसे नहीं बना सकते. कुछ कुछ लोग कर लेंगे, वो लोग शायद थोड़े आगे चले जाएंगे. जैसा कि पहले कंप्यूटर्स था, पहले एक्सेल आया था, तब भी सब लोग ने यही सोचा था कि सब लोग को पता चल जाएगा तो एवरीवन वुड बी डूइंग दिस, हमारा जॉब जाएगा. बट नहीं, जो लोग ये कर पाएंगे वो लोग शायद अपना कुछ कर पाएंगे आगे. दे माइट बी एबल टू ग्रो समथिंग. सो ये हमारे कुछ ऐसे प्रॉम्प्ट्स हैं जो हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं. दीज आर नॉर्मल चैट जिसमें आप ये बना सकते हो. सो हमने कुछ ऐसे प्रॉम्प्ट्स लिखे and then ultimately what we got is this final text residency tool, जिसके अंदर I'll just show you a brief thing कि ये clients के लिए कैसे काम करता है. So we send this link to our clients. उस क्लाइंट को कुछ नहीं करना, they have to just fill their detail like they do normally. कैसे भी कोई डिटेल इनको बेसिक अगर भरनी हो तो वो लोग इधर अपना डेटा भर सकते हैं. सो दिस इज एन ऑनलाइन टूल. इसमें उनका डेटा कहीं पे सेव नहीं हो रहा, कुछ नहीं हो रहा. दिस इज एवरीथिंग इज सो डेटा प्राइवेसी का कोई इशू नहीं, उनका डेटा कहीं भी स्टोर नहीं होगा. नाउ लेट्स पुट एन फिगर कि इसका फॉरेन सोर्स इनकम 15 लाख है, इंडिया सोर्स इनकम 10 लाख है, 2 लाख रुपीज अदर इनकम है. then he's since we have mentioned UAE, तो let's put कि इसका जो इनकम है that is not liable to tax. ठीक है. then we say कि चलो ये बाहर चला गया था 125 दिन के अंदर फॉर एम्प्लॉयमेंट पर्पस. सो अब ये हमने इसको अपडेट भी कर दिया. अभी जो बिनी बंसल का केस आया था कि वेदर दिस इज योर फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट और नॉट, तो वी जस्ट एडेड एज अ लेयर ऑफ अनदर सिक्योरिटी लेयर. फिर देन लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल लास्ट ईयर ये 365 डेज इधर ही था, देन अगेन 365 डेज इधर ही था, देन अगेन पूरे साल इधर था, देन अगेन पूरे साल इधर था. नाउ व्हेन वी क्रिएट अ रेसिडेंसी रिपोर्ट, ऑब्वियसली वी ऑल नो क्योंकि वो एम्प्लॉयमेंट पर्पस के लिए बाहर गया था, सो ही हैज टू बी इन इंडिया. उसको 182 डेज का बेनिफिट मिलता है एज पर द फर्स्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन. सो द आंसर इज नॉन रेसिडेंट. करेक्ट. सो यू गेट अ नॉन रेसिडेंट answer. You get all the details that you need to file in the income tax return, tin number, UAE, Indian citizen, सब डिटेल्स आपको इधर मिल गई. बट आपको ये स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं लेना कभी भी क्लाइंट से. जस्ट आस्क देम टू डाउनलोड दिस HTML रिपोर्ट. ये HTML रिपोर्ट आपके पास आएगी एंड देन यू हैव ऑल द डेटा कि उसने क्या फिल किया था, हाउ डिड द ऐप डिसाइड कि ये रेसिडेंट है या नॉन रेसिडेंट है, क्या जजमेंट उन्होंने लिया. दे आर ऑल्सो रिफरिंग टू द बिनी बंसल जजमेंट. उसका साइटेशन यहाँ पे हमने डाल रखा है ताकि किसी और को पढ़ना भी हो तो दे कैन रीड द जजमेंट. एंड देन आपके पास ये जब पूरी रिपोर्ट रहेगी तो यू हैव अ प्रूफ कि यार मेरे को क्लाइंट ने क्या दिया था डेटा जिसके बेस पे ये डिसाइड हुआ था. एंड अगेन आई टेलिंग यू दिस इज एन ऐप, ये आप जो इसको इनपुट दे रहे हो इस वजह से वो आउटपुट दे रहा है, हो सकता है इसको रेगुलरली अपडेट करने में टाइम लगाना पड़े, एंड देयरफॉर अब जब तक ऐसे सॉल्यूशंस हम निकाले कि जिसका हमारे पास अभी कोई रेडीमेड सॉल्यूशन नहीं है, उसके लिए हम ये सब छोटे मोटे एप्स हम बनाते हैं। जैसे हमने इधर सेक्शन 6 भी लिंक कर रखा है इनकम टैक्स एक्ट का, सो इफ एनीवन हैज टू रीड वो जाके यहाँ पे रीड भी कर सकते हैं। करेक्ट, तो दीज आर ऑल द सॉल्यूशंस दैट आर अवेलेबल। इसने पूरा रिपोर्ट हमको दिया दैट व्हाई इट इज अ रेसिडेंट, व्हाई नॉन रेसिडेंट, कितना इनकम उन्होंने फीड किया था। सो एवरी डिटेल यू हैव इट, यू सेव इट इन द क्लाइंट्स फोल्डर, सो दैट इन फ्यूचर ऑल्सो अगर कभी स्क्रूटिनी आता है, कुछ आता है, तो यू कैन वेरी वेल गिव दिस रिपोर्ट इटसेल्फ कि दिस व्हाई ही वाज अ नॉन रेसिडेंट। सो आई थिंक दिस इज वन टूल दैट वी यूज फॉर आवर डे टू डे वर्किंग, जिसको हम अभी रिटर्न फाइलिंग के टाइम पे पूरा यूज करने वाले हैं। अनदर टूल which is also useful for our international taxation, या taxation in general हमको यूज आता है, because it is a tool which we developed in house, जिसमें हमको ये लगा कि लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल अभी हमको इश्यूज ये आ रहे थे कि व्हेन वी वर डूइंग लिटिगेशन फॉर इंटरनेशनल टैक्सेशन या लिटिगेशन इन जनरल, तो कई बार हमको कई पीडीएफ अपलोड करने पड़ते हैं, जो पीडीएफ हमको लगता है कि सही से नहीं बन रहा, या बिल्कुल वो उसके अंदर हमको ऑनलाइन, क्योंकि लेट्स बी ऑनेस्ट, मैक्सिमम ऑफ अस जब भी हम पीडीएफ बनाने का, पीडीएफ को मर्ज करना होता है, कुछ भी करना होता है, वन ऑफ द फर्स्ट नेम जो हमारे सामने आता है वो आता है आई लव पीडीएफ, की उस पे डालो, मर्ज कर देगा, स्प्लिट कर देगा, पेज नंबरिंग कर देगा, सब कुछ कर देगा। अब उसमें होता क्या है कि हमको डेटा प्राइवेसी का इशू आ सकता है, बिकॉज डीपीडीपी एक्ट आएगा, उसमें डेटा प्राइवेसी कैसे यूज हो रही है, कैसे आप उसको सिक्योर करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, देन द क्लाइंट्स डेटा इज गोइंग आउटसाइड, तो वो सब काफी चैलेंजेस रहते हैं उस सब चीजों का। सो दैट्स व्हाई वी थॉट ऑफ क्रिएटिंग आवर ओन पीडीएफ का ऐप, जिसके अंदर पीडीएफ मर्ज हो जाएगा, सब कुछ हो जाएगा। आई जस्ट शो यू द ऐप। ये जस्ट एक ऐप है एंटी ग्रेविटी, विच इज अगेन फ्रॉम गूगल, जिसको यूज करके लास्ट जो था दैट वाज आल्सो अ गूगल एआई स्टूडियो, सो बोथ आर मेड ऑन गूगल्स एआई स्टूडियो। तो दिस इज एन एंटी ग्रेविटी विच इज अ डेस्कटॉप बेस्ड ऐप, जिसके अंदर जो एप्लीकेशंस बनती है दैट आर मोस्टली आइदर एचटीएमएल बेस्ड या फिर लोकल डेस्कटॉप पे चलने वाली ऐप है। आपको कोई एटलीस्ट एक बेसिक लेवल एप्लीकेशन बनाने के लिए ना कोई टेक्नोलॉजिकल नॉलेज की जरूरत है, ना किसी और चीज की जरूरत है। यू जस्ट नीड टू नो व्हाट यू वांट टू अचीव एंड हाउ यू वांट टू अचीव। थोड़ा बहुत आप वीडियोस इसके अराउंड देखेंगे तो आपको भी समझ आ जाएगा। सो ये अगर आप इसकी भी हिस्ट्री देखेंगे, आई हैव बीन डूइंग दिस फॉर लास्ट मे बी 6 मंथ्स और 8 मंथ्स और मे बी 1 ईयर, तब से हम इसको अपडेट किए जाते हैं, नया नया कुछ आता है तो सब लोग हमको बताते जाते हैं कि अच्छा ये भी कुछ नया आया है, इसके बारे में अपडेट कर दो। तो इफ यू गो, आई कैन गो ऑन एंड, और ये पूरा मेरा पुराना 1 साल तक ये दिखा देगा कि हमने क्या क्या इसके अंदर ऑलरेडी चेंजेस किए हैं। नाउ व्हेन आई शो यू द अल्टीमेट ऐप जो हमने बनाया, जिसको हम यूज भी करते हैं, सो दिस इज समथिंग, ये एप्लीकेशन है जो हमारा है, ये हमने बनाया है, दिस इज हाउ वी हैव मेड इट। एंड इसके अंदर हम लोग जितने हमको जरूरत की चीजें लगी वो हमने सब डाली है, जो हमको डे टू डे वर्किंग में, डे टू डे रिप्लाई करने में जो चीजें काम आती है, दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव क्रिएटेड। इसमें हमने पास्ट अपडेट्स भी, लास्ट 3 अपडेट तो इसमें दिख रहे हैं, उसके पहले के इसमें नहीं दिखेंगे, बट दिस इज लाइक हम लोग 2.5 वर्जन तक आ गए हैं इसके अंदर चेंजेस करते करते। अब इसके कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर्स में अगर आपको समझाऊं दैट हाउ दिस हेल्प्स अस, मर्ज पीडीएफ, स्प्लिट पीडीएफ, ये दोनों नॉर्मल आपको हर जगह मिलेंगे। नाउ वन थिंग इज रीअरेंज पेजेस। इसमें क्या होता है, कई बार हम लोग ऑफिस में कुछ पेपर स्कैन कर देते हैं, अब हमने वो स्कैन तो कर दिया बट हमको लगता है कि यार इसके पेज नंबरिंग हमने गलत स्कैन कर दी, एक पेज ऊपर नीचे गलत हो गया। सो व्हाट दिस हेल्प्स यू डूइंग इज कि आप इसका पेज नंबर चेंज भी कर सकते हैं इवन इन स्कैन पेजेस, कि आपने इसको उठा के ऊपर रख दिया, सो दैट पेज हैज चेंज, फिर आप इसको इधर चेंज शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं, सो पेज नंबर 6 इधर आ गया, तो यू कैन चेंज इट एज यू वांट। ठीक है ना, इसके अंदर आप जैसे चाहें वैसे पेज नंबर एक चेंज करें, इसको सेव करें, ये आपके बहुत इजीली सेव हो जाएगा आपके डेस्कटॉप सिस्टम के अंदर। सो योर योर थिंक नेवर वेंट आउटसाइड योर सिस्टम। आपके जो भी टूल्स हैं या जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, दे नेवर वेंट आउट ऑफ योर सिस्टम। PDF to Word, PDF to Excel, we know we need it for capital gains and other data. PDF to Excel और PDF to Word हम जितना पोर्टल्स पे देखते हैं उतना ही कुछ कुछ इनकंसिस्टेंसी ऑब्वियसली रहेगी, बिकॉज पीडीएफ में जो तरीके के टेबल्स बनते हैं और उसको जैसे पीडीएफ में स्कैन करके सेव किया जाता है या कोई भी और तरीके से सेव किया जाता है, उसको वापस एक्सेल में लाना इट्स डिफिकल्ट, बट वी हैव ट्राइड टू डू इट। देन देयर इज एक्सपोर्ट टू मार्कडाउन। नाउ दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट। जो लोग भी एआई इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, दे ऑल नो दैट वेन एवर दे अपलोड अ पीडीएफ और एन इमेज, तो उनका कितना स्पेस ज्यादा यूज होता है, उनका कितने टोकन्स खराब होते हैं, मे बी क्लॉड के, चैट जीपीटी के, वॉट एवर। एंड कई बार वो उतनी फाइल्स अपलोड भी नहीं करने देता बिकॉज ऑफ साइज एंड एवरीथिंग। तो व्हाट वी हैव ट्राइड टू डू इज कि हमने एक इसी के अंदर टूल डाल दिया, बिकॉज इट इज रिलेटेड टू पीडीएफ। सो व्हाट वी हैव डन इज कि आप कोई भी पीडीएफ या कोई भी वर्ड फाइल लेके आए, उसको ये मार्कडाउन में कन्वर्ट कर देगा। नाउ मार्कडाउन, इफ वी अंडरस्टैंड, इट्स अ बेसिक फॉर्मेट। जैसा हम लोग नोटपैड की कोई फाइल बनाते हैं या टीएक्स की कोई फाइल बनाते हैं, उसी टाइप का एक फाइलिंग सिस्टम है, जिसके अंदर वो क्या करता है कि उसको एक टेक्स्ट फाइल में कन्वर्ट कर देता है। सो इट कंज्यूम्स लेस स्पेस, इट रिमूव्स ऑल द इमेजेस, एंड ऐसी एक मार्कडाउन फाइल आपको मिलेगी जिसके अंदर आप आराम से अपना जो भी ये मार्कडाउन फाइल है, इसको आप आराम से ओपन कर सकते हैं अपने पीसी के अंदर, और देन यू कैन गिव इट टू योर एआई, एंड दैट एआई विल यूज इट वेरी इजीली, और उसके लिए वो स्पेस कम कंज्यूम करेगा, एंड इट विल गिव यू बेटर रिजल्ट्स। आपके टोकन कम इस्तेमाल होंगे। करेक्ट। तो नेक्स्ट टाइम वेन एवर यू थिंक कि आपको कोई बड़ा फाइल उसको देना पड़ेगा, सो जस्ट गिव इट टू अ मार्कडाउन, एंड द मार्कडाउन विल इजीली यूज इट फॉर योर बेटरमेंट, और उसके अंदर जितना भी आपका डेटा है वो एज इट इज उतना ही रहेगा। बस द ओनली थिंग इज कि उसका स्पेस थोड़ा सा कम हो जाएगा, एंड दिस विल बी वेरी मच हेल्पफुल। अभी इसमें नोटपैड पे नहीं खुल रहा है ये मार्कडाउन, बट दिस इज वेरी मच रीडेबल बाय एनी एआई, and AI will give you a better result and faster result if you give them in markdown. नेक्स्ट एक जो फीचर है, लास्ट फीचर विच आई विल टॉक अबाउट इन दिस पीडीएफ टूल इज वन इज ऑफ पेज नंबर, विच इज कॉमन कि आपको कभी भी जब आईटीआईटी में पेपर बुक्स देने होते हैं, सीआईटी में पेपर बुक देना होता है, तो उसकी पेज नंबरिंग करनी पड़ती है। तो दिस डज इट ऑटोमेटिकली। तो ये एक चीज है। इसके अलावा एक जो इंपॉर्टेंट है, दैट इज रीडेक्ट। क्योंकि हमको कई बार लगता है कि यार मैं क्लाइंट का कोई डेटा दे रहा हूँ, तो दैट इज अ पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ क्लाइंट, तो वो उसके अंदर क्या सिक्योर रहेगा एआई में या नहीं रहेगा। सो दैट वी हैव क्रिएटेड अ थिंग कि जिसके अंदर वो खुद से दो चीजें हो सकती है, एक तो आप मैन्युअल कर दो, और एक आप इसको बोल दो करने के लिए, मे बी मे बी रिमूव ऑल थिंग्स। इसमें हमने डाला हुआ है कि उसका नाम, उसका पैन नंबर किसी पर्सन का, वो सब ही अपने आप हटा दे। तो इट ट्राइज एंड फाइंड समथिंग, इसको जहां भी नाम दिखा, इसने बोला ये मेरे को नाम मिल रहे हैं, एंड आई विल रीडेक्ट ऑल ऑफ दिस। नाउ व्हाट डज रीडेक्ट मीन इज कि वो एआई उसको पढ़ नहीं पाएगा, इट विल जस्ट रिमूव इट। कोई उसको एआई उसको रीड नहीं कर पाएगा। सो दिस इज अ सेंसिटिव इंफॉर्मेशन विच वी डोंट वांट द एआई टू रीड। तो इस तरीके से अगर आप रिडेक्ट करेंगे, तो वो रिडेक्ट करके आपको दे देगा अपनी पूरी फाइल, और उसके अंदर आप इजीली देन वो फाइल को अपने कोई भी चैट जीपीटी या कोई भी क्लाउड को दीजिए, वो उसके ऊपर आराम से काम कर सकता है, और उसके अंदर आपको कोई भी टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है कि मेरा कोई डेटा एआई रीड करेगा। सो दिस इज जस्ट आई जस्ट ओपन द रिडेक्ट फाइल, एक सेकंड। इसमें जो उसको नाम समझ में आई, यू कैन डू इट मैन्युअली ऑल्सो, उसको जितना नाम समझ में आया उसने उतना रीडायरेक्ट कर दिया। जहां भी उसको लगा कि यहाँ पे जो उनके जजेस के नाम थे वो सब उसने रीडायरेक्ट कर दिए। तो जितना उसको समझ में आया उतना उसने रीडायरेक्ट कर दिया, बट अल्टीमेटली यू कैन योरसेल्फ डू इट मैन्युअली ऑल्सो। अगर आपको इधर, जैसे अगर आप देखेंगे तो इधर जिसने जजमेंट दिया था उनका नाम इन्होंने व्हाइट में रीडायरेक्ट कर दिया। और उसके अलावा अगर आप चाहेंगे कि मेरे को मैन्युअली रीडायरेक्ट करना है, तो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज मैन्युअल रिडक्शन। इधर आप जाके अगर आप चाहते हैं चलो मेरे को नाम नहीं दिखाना, सो यू जस्ट रिडेक्ट दिस, आपका नाम हाइड हो जाएगा। जब आपको ये फाइनल पीडीएफ वो देगा, तो उसमें नाम आपको नहीं दिखेगा। सो दिस इज हाउ रिडक्शन वर्क्स। आपका डेटा हट जाता है बिफोर यू गिव इट टू एआई, इट रिमूव्स ऑल द सेंसिटिव इंफॉर्मेशन, एंड इट विल गिव यू अ क्लीन फाइल जिसको आप आराम से किसी भी एआई को दे सकते हैं, एंड देन यू कैन अगेन मेक इट रिमूव द रिडेक्ट and again make it normal. So this is how the redaction works. These are the two tools जो शायद मैं दिखाना चाहता था from my area of practice, जो मेरे को डे टू डे में काम आते हैं। Now giving back to Saj.
Thank you, Naman sir. Those were some wonderful tools. Now, I would like to introduce you all to our esteemed speaker, CS Sohil Ganeriwala, who is leading international taxation and transfer pricing vertical at Ganeriwala and Company for more than 12 years. He also leads firm's statutory and tax audit practice and actively contributed to professional forums and served as a group leader at the Chamber of Tax Consultants Residential Refresher course. He also participated in discussions on advanced international tax topics, including treaty entitlement on trial, presented by eminent CA H.C. Padamchand Khinchar. He is also actively working on AI implementation in professional practice and will also be demonstrating a AI tool of his own now. Over to you, Soil, sir.
Hi everyone.
Hi,
Yeah.
Soel.
Hi Naman.
Yeah.
All of you are able to hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So
Yes, we
before
can
I
hear you.
get into hi Naman. Yeah. So before I get into what I want to show today, I would first like to congratulate your team on achieving these milestones of 6 years in SITG and 4 years in FEMAKE Funde, because I know it is very difficult. Even I am trying to do something similar by getting inspired from you. So I would want to congratulate all the three of you on achieving this, plus your team who has done it. And all the three of you know how I store all your files. Whatever
Yes.
Saturday and FEMAKE Funday, I store it in my vault to show it. So, okay, now I'm sharing my screen. You're able to
Yes,
see my
your screen
screen?
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is basically what I have built on Obsidian, called as my second brain.
Right.
So here there are approximately 10,700 or 800, 10,070 files
Okay.
in this. And if I go deeper, all these are nothing but respective files.
Okay.
So you can see the names of all the files that are
Correct.
reflecting. So
Yes.
in Obsidian, what it does, it's basically a note-taking app wherein it stores everything, whatever we want, and then it interlinks between the files so that a proper network is made. So generally, what happens in our practice is when a client asks us for our opinion, where we struggle is if we ask AI, it will only give one portion of the answer. But for example, if you ask a query on income tax, it will just provide that. But generally, we want a 360-degree view to be given to the client so that we are covering the GST also, from FEMA point also, from income tax also, company law also, accounting standard also. So to break through this problem, this is the vault which I had prepared. And here, if you see, these are the major chunks or the links.
Correct.
So for example, if you see here, these are all the GST files
Okay.
in the vault. Similarly, this is the master file for all the connections in the vault.
Correct.
And this is for your Income Tax 1961 Act.
So it looks like a brain. It's like a world, also
It's a
universe. So
brain,
how you can see all the neural links linking to each other.
correct. So how have I done this? Basically, so I have learned a system called as a para system.
Okay.
So what does the para system say is, instead of maintaining multiple folders at the outside, we just
Hmm.
maintain four basic folders. So the four basic folders is the abbreviation of para, called as projects,
Ah.
areas, resources, and archive.
Okay.
So projects will be all your client folders, which you are
Okay.
working on now.
Okay.
Okay. And then coming to the areas where you still need some development or you can wait for some time, but it is there in your mind that, okay, eventually I have to work on this, maybe some HR policy, maybe some internal trainings or all that. And then comes the main
Resources.
brain. So this is the main brain where
Ah.
all our resources are there. So if you go into each folder, I'll have multiple subfolders inside this relating to, say,
Correct.
accounting standard, CARO, all your so Kamal Garg sirs, all his notes, his classes,
Okay.
whatever I've attended. Similarly, for all the case laws, then for FEMA, then GST,
Okay.
then all our institute guidance notes,
Okay.
handbooks and guidance notes and all these things. So I've kept everything over here. Similarly, for income tax, international taxation, and as I was saying, I have a separate folder for you guys where I store all your files every
Wow, so
Saturday.
Great.
nice to see that on your Obsidian.
So if you see here, each week, all your SITGs, whatever are available on LinkedIn. Similarly for
Great,
FEMA
great.
के fund also. So
हमको
this
आपसे इंडेक्सिंग
now,
लेना पड़ेगा सर.
so this is how I do. So now, okay, this is just a second brain. So then my mind got to think that, okay, how will I retrieve this data when I actually need it? Because that is the main part. Storing it in
Correct.
one place is something similar to your library.
Correct.
But how do you know which page, from where do I extract the data? So for this, I had built a research assistant, AI research assistant, and I've named it Lexus.
Okay.
So what does this do? Basically, it's my own AI research assistant and it works only on the office system. So it is only for my internal team and myself. So I can ask any question relating to any field of our practice, and it will look
Okay.
into the same Obsidian and
Mhm.
provide me the answer for it. So how does it do?
Mhm.
This system is called as RAG. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. So what
Okay.
it does, this is our vault,
हाँ.
wherein say we keep CBDT circulars, ITAT judgments, our client files, income tax, and then we ask a query.
Okay.
The query gets retrieved, and after retrieving the data, it sends it to Claude, and
Okay.
Claude will give us a precise citing for the answer.
Okay.
So how this works basically. So this is the Obsidian where all our files are there, which are interlinked. If we keep our regular notes app, we just store it like this, one folder and the files, but it is not interlinked. So we have
Yes.
to keep going into multiple folders to find our answers or solutions. So rather than that, it is interlinked. And here I just place a question. So for example, just before the session started, I had asked a question called, is TDS required to be deducted by an individual on payment of rent to a non-resident? So
Okay.
here it is giving me the answer along with the source from where it is taking. So if you see, it is taking from one of your own files,
That's it.
SITG 259, then the Income Tax Act 1961 and Income Tax Rules 2026, and from the Income Tax Act 1961 and 2025. So it gives me an answer
Okay.
similar to what an AI gives, but there is no scope of any hallucination. It will
Correct.
also give me judgments. If there are any judgments relating to any of the acts, it will also give me the judgments over here. So it becomes easy for me to go actually search the judgment and then prepare my reply, maybe for the assessment or anything.
So
So
no AI
this,
made judgments.
so this is what it exactly gives. So I can also tune it to give me a short answer, but I always like a comprehensive
Okay.
answer. So I have built
Correct.
it this way that it gives me a detailed answer. Plus, I can then click on the links also. It will open the link from where it has taken in my vault.
Okay.
Now, this is one part which I told you, okay, only relating to income tax. So now if I also want it to be relating to say 360 degree, I want a 360 degree perspective. So
Okay.
first it will give me only from the income tax. Then as I go below, it will also give me from GST point of view.
Okay.
Similarly, if the query is relating to Companies Act, so it is giving me from Companies Act point of view,
Okay.
FEMA point of view. So this is how I get a comprehensive answer before informing the client. So accounting treatment under Ind AS or IGAP, along with the sample journal entries. So this way I can give a complete answer to any client plus the judgments, what I was telling you.
Correct.
So it gives me the judgment and everything. So because of this
Correct.
360-degree view, I get an overall picture so that I can advise my client in a much better way. So this is
Great,
what I
great.
have built. It took me approximately 2 weeks, and
Hmm.
everything was done because of Claude. So I would always appreciate Claude. If Claude was not there, I don't think this would have been possible. Plus, also,
Great,
I
great.
would
So
like to thank one of
without even knowing,
Naman's.
uh,
Yeah, without knowing any
yeah,
coding, I don't know any coding.
yes, yes,
So it
that's
was
what I
all,
was saying, that without knowing any coding, you have built it.
yes. It took me 2 weeks, full 2 weeks, but I was able to do it. And if anybody wants, yesterday I've shared a sheet also with Naman,
Correct.
which anyway, he can share it with all the participants who would like to try
Yes,
something similar, wherein it's a proper
yes.
guide on how it is to be built.
Yeah, thanks, Sumail. I think this is something which I believe is something different, and जो सब लोगों को लगता है कि मेरे को एक 360 आंसर चाहिए, कोई भी क्वेरी आता है, so उसका
Correct,
360 आंसर कहाँ से मिले? So this is something
correct.
that you have built for yourself, and I am assuming कि टीम भी जब यूज करती होगी, so how do you take this as a challenge कि यार टीम जब बोलती है कि आगे चल के how do we tell them कि यार टीम्स को आगे चल के हम क्या माने कि डू यू वांट समवन की जिसको नॉलेज हो या जिसको सिर्फ एआई चलाना आता हो वो भी चल जाएगा हमको?
नहीं, दोनों चाहिए। प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है कि अल्टीमेटली इट्स एन एआई। जरूरी नहीं है
करेक्ट,
कि उसको पूरा कॉन्टेक्स्ट पता हो।
करेक्ट।
तो फॉर डेटा मेरे क्या बोलते हैं पूरे स्टोरेज में है, पर वो स्टोरेज
करेक्ट।
से सही डेटा अल्टीमेटली निकला है कि नहीं, सो आई नीड टू नो द बेसिक्स। आज अगर मैं भी कुछ भी जनरेट करता हूँ फ्रॉम एआई, चाहे वो
हाँ,
परप्लेक्सिटी हो या क्लॉड हो, सो आई ऑलवेज
करेक्ट।
मेक श्योर कि वो डेटा करेक्ट हो बिफोर आई सेंड इट टू द क्लाइंट। तो उसके लिए मेरे को बेसिक नॉलेज नहीं होता है। मेरा कितनी बार लड़ाई लिटरली परप्लेक्सिटी से होता है। वो एक पॉइंट पे अड़ा हुआ है कि नहीं, इसका इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट मिलेगा। मेरा स्टैंड पॉइंट क्लियर
करेक्ट।
है कि नहीं मिलेगा ये चीज। तो आधी घंटा तक मेरा उससे लड़ाई होता है कि क्यों नहीं होगा। सो आई गिव इट माई पॉइंट्स। पर जब तक वो बेसिक नॉलेज नहीं हो about any subject, then it becomes very difficult because then we blindly accept whatever AI throws at us. So we don't want that to happen, that tomorrow the client follows that and then has to pay some penalties because of it. So that is what ऑल ऑफ अस, जो सब लोग बोलते हैं कि एआई हमारा प्रोफेशन छीन लेगा, वैसा नहीं होने वाला है। इट इज ओनली हेल्पिंग अस डू इट। आज के
करेक्ट।
दिन द आंसर्स व्हाट इट गिव्स मी, फॉर एग्जांपल yesterday's case only, where I was having an argument with one of the big fours because I do a lot of 15 CP work, so on a
हाँ,
tax opinion matter. So it was basically relating to sponsorship fees. तो
ओके,
उसमें मेरा ओपिनियन था कि भाई एफटीएस नहीं आएगा। बिग फोर का ओपिनियन था एफटीएस आएगा स्पॉन्सरशिप
ओके,
फीस पे। तो मेरा ओपिनियन था कि
ओके।
नहीं, स्पॉन्सरशिप फीस इज विल कम अंडर बिजनेस इनकम। तो वो
हाँ,
जब तक एक बेसिक आइडिया नहीं हो और मैं खाली एआई पे ले लूं, तो एआई बोलेगा इट कुड
करेक्ट।
बी कंसिडर्ड एज, वो डेफिनेटिव आंसर नहीं देगा।
यस, 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 यस।
तो इसके लिए इट हेल्प्स अस अ लॉट। ड्राफ्टिंग के लिए इट इज ब्यूटीफुल। एक बार
हाँ,
आपका डिसाइड हो गया कि दिस इज द मटेरियल, एआई से बेटर ड्राफ्टिंग ह्यूमंस में नहीं कर सकते, दैट इज वेरी क्लियर। एंड नाउ काफी बार हमको ऐसे लगता है कि इट हैज पुट अस इन द सेम पेडिस्टल ऑफ एनी बिग फोर इन मैटर्स ऑफ कंसल्टेंसी, वेयर वी आर गिविंग अ 360-degree व्यू
करेक्ट। विदाउट हैविंग दैट बिग टीम।
without having big team and big infrastructure and
यस,
lakhs or crores of rupees spent on those technologies.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। ग्रेट, ग्रेट।
Sohail, my question to you, how did you find those two weeks to actually do this and leave everything?
So basically, April first 20 days is really busy for me because of the bank audit, and I have to do a few subsidiary audits which I need to finalize because the parent companies are listed in their respective countries. तो वो 20 तारीख तक मेरा हेक्टिक रहता है। उसके बाद जनरली 10 दिन फ्री रहता है, उतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहता। तो वो 10 दिन मैंने पूरा एक्सक्लूसिवली इसी काम के लिए लगा दिया। प्लस आपके जो फ्रेंड है रोहन सोगानी, उन्होंने एक पोस्ट डाला था लिंक्डइन पे अबाउट दिस सेकंड ब्रेन, तो वहां से मैं इंस्पायर हुआ।
Yes.
और सिंपल वे में मैं बताऊं फ्रैंकली, मैंने खाली वो पोस्ट कॉपी किया, तो स्क्रीनशॉट क्लॉड में डाला कि मुझे ऐसा चाहिए, अब बताओ क्या करना है। क्योंकि मेरे को इतना डिटेल में पता नहीं था, तो मैं स्क्रीनशॉट क्लॉड में डाला, बोला मेरे को ऐसा ही चाहिए। फिर मैंने उसके ऊपर बिल्ड किया ये आरएजी सर्वर। तो जैसे जैसे हम बिल्ड करते हैं सबको अपना अपना यूज केस पता चलता है. फॉर एग्जांपल कल मैं ये अपने एक दोस्त को दिखा रहा था तो ही गेव अ वेरी गुड यूज केस कि आप क्या कर सकते हो आरएजी सर्वर में. यू पुट ऑल योर क्लाइंट फाइल्स ओवर देयर. अब क्लाइंट के बहुत सारे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स होते हैं. यू डोंट वांट टू
हाँ.
गो थ्रू दोस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स एवरी टाइम. तो आरएजी सर्वर में अगर आप फिर क्वेरी डालोगे कि ये क्लाइंट के फाइल्स में प्लीज प्रोवाइड मी विद द टर्म्स ऑफ दिस अग्रीमेंट, तो वो अपने आप ढूंढ के आपको देगा.
ओके.
तो
Agreed.
इस तरह से
Agreed.
अलग अलग यूज केस सबके निकल के आएंगे
Once you're
वंस वी
built
स्टार्ट
up,
फॉलोइंग इट.
and just matter of 3 months, maybe 2 months down the line, you will have something phenomenally will be developed. और चीजें चेंज होती रहेंगी वो तो.
करेक्ट करेक्ट. वो आगे जैसे जैसे दुनिया बदलेगा, रिक्वायरमेंट बदलेगा, टीम आइडियाज देता है कि सर नहीं हमको ऐसा भी चाहिए, नहीं सर हमको वैसा भी चाहिए, तो वो कुछ ना कुछ एडिशंस होते रहता है.
बट यू नीड टू बी इंटरेस्टेड फॉर दिस, मतलब बिना इंटरेस्ट के नहीं हो
करेक्ट
पाएगा.
करेक्ट. वो एक डेडिकेशन चाहिए और एक इंटरेस्ट चाहिए, बिना उसके नहीं होगा, मुश्किल है. क्योंकि देन वो खाली एक पार्ट ऑफ हो जाएगा और फिर बोले बहुत मुश्किल है, नहीं होता है,
हाँ,
वो
क्योंकि
सब शुरू हो जाएगा. सो
इसमें एरर्स भी
यू कैन
आएंगे.
स्टार्ट
ये
स्मॉल.
हाँ. यस.
Start
And how
small
do you
with
keep it
building small,
updated?
small tools.
And how do
So
you keep it
what I've
updated?
done also is using Claude. I have developed APIs. Basically Claude APIs होते हैं. उसमें मैंने Claude के help से coding किया है using Python. So every day at 7 a.m. in the morning, it goes to 10 websites to get all the latest case laws, any articles. So it goes into Tax Sutra, it goes into our own institute website called as PDICAI. I just got to know because of building this. I didn't even open that website anytime before. It has all the circulars, all the notifications of income tax, GST, Companies Act, FEMA, everything in it.
ओके.
तो ये डेली वहां से स्क्रैप कर लेता है. At 7 a.m. every day, it scrapes everything and gets it into my vault directly and updates the master file, जिसमें ये सारा डेटा अल्टीमेटली स्टोर होता है और वहां से हमको डेटा देता है.
सो
So
नाउ
there's no
एवरीवन
manual
विल
work once it is developed.
सो नाउ अभी सब लोग इसका वीडियो लेंगे और उसको क्लाउड में डालेंगे और बोलेंगे हमको ऐसा बना के दो.
अब परफेक्ट है. परफेक्ट है. नहीं करना
अच्छा
चाहिए क्योंकि
है.
इट हेल्प्स अस सेव लॉट ऑफ टाइम.
करेक्ट. नहीं, और सब कुछ रीड कर पाना, बिकॉज क्लॉड जनरली जो खुद देता था वो एक पता नहीं वो सोर्स एक्चुअली है, बिकॉज इट इज अल्टीमेटली अ जीपीटी जनरेटिव थिंग, तो वो खुद जनरेट कर रहा है या
करेक्ट
एक्चुअल दे रहा है, वी डोंट नो.
करेक्ट करेक्ट.
So इसका
ग्रेट ग्रेट.
सब्सक्रिप्शन देना चालू कर दो आप.
नहीं ये इंटरनली है, बेटर है.
नहीं
सब्सक्रिप्शन का
नहीं,
सरदर्द
it
नहीं
would be
चाहिए.
helpful to many people out there.
It will be helpful. So we see one thing is you can either give them a fish or teach them fishing. Fish आप कितने दिन खिलाओगे? Rather teaching
Absolutely
them fishing
correct.
is a much
Agree.
better option.
Agree.
At least sell the fishing rods there. ठीक है.
ग्रेट ग्रेट.
Great,
तो
yeah.
नेक्स्ट
Thank
टूल
you
पे
so
चलते हैं.
much.
So
Okay,
taking
thank you.
Sohail,
thank
just
you.
be
Thank
with
you
us. If
so
there
much.
are any queries, we'll take it in the end. So just be with us
Sure, sure,
for
sure,
some time.
sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we have also developed an Obsidian for FEMA specific queries and FEMA specific aspects, not as wide as Sohail ji has made, but yeah, a shorter version of that specifically to FEMA. So Tanish will just showcase that to you all.
Yes. So, so yeah. So we have also built it upon Obsidian itself. And if I just show you how our brain looks like, so this is what.
Your screen is now it's coming. Your screen was freezed for a bit.
Oh, okay. I hope it's better now.
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, so perfect. That's how our FEMA brain looks like. And thanks to Sovin sir, he has explained in very depth how does Obsidian work. So saved me some trouble over there. So if I have to like show you how our tool is working, it's slightly different. So we have tried to make it in such a way that if we have to browse it through here, we can do that as well. Obviously, it's going to be hard because it's meant for AI tools to browse from here. So all the this is all in Markdown, and AI reads Markdown properly. So everything is linked over here in a perfect way. And if I show you the front end, like how do we have to interact with it? So it is very similar to the previous one which I showed, and it is very similar to what your Chat GPT, Claude, etc. shows. And we have also prepared a system prompt for this as well. And it is again in Markdown over here, as you can see. So it just basically gives it a very fixed format and give it a very fixed, restrictions that it has only to be used. The files we have provided, all the laws we have provided in the brain itself. That's how it works. And if I just execute this command over here, so what it will do, it will just go through every law it has, all the, and you know what, because we have linked it with Markdown in Obsidian, so it gets easy for the AI as well, because we all know that AI use tokens. So now over here, it uses less tokens because it is linked very properly in the Obsidian itself. And it takes a few time because obviously it has to go through thousands of laws line. And the best part about this tool is that what it can do is it can actually generate a Word document for you. It can generate an Excel for you, and it can format it as well. So the same query which I just showed you, we have an answer for it over here. So it first gives you a direct answer. If you want to have a look at the detailed legal analysis, it gives you that. And moving further, because we are professionals, we will be obviously using a professional judgment. So what it does is it gives you citations directly from the law, and you can just open any of these, and we can actually use Obsidian over here to literally access these in a just a copy and paste kind of scenario, and we can verify from here. So now how it is different from what your Chat GPT gives you, what your Gemini gives you on web. So what it does, it like, like as sir mentioned earlier, that all these tools can hallucinate. But the prompt which I've given, the code which it has been using, it has been restricted very much to not able to, use the web or to hallucinate, but to follow the strictness of the brain which we have created over here. So that's how it works. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you.
So,
Back to you, Saransh.
so why this is specifically useful in FEMA? Maybe Harshita, you can tell us, because the circulars and everything, how difficult it is, and how were you able to download all of these circulars?
So I think we have another AI tool जिसको हमने काम पे लगाया इस कोड सब डाउनलोड करने के लिए, क्योंकि मैन्युअली हम करते उतना टाइम ऑनेस्टली हमारे पास नहीं था, 10 दिन हफ्ता भर का टाइम. सो वी हैव इंस्ट्रक्टेड एन एआई टूल कि सारी वेबसाइट्स पे जाओ, सब कुछ डेटा डाउनलोड करो, जो जो भी हमें चाहिए था हमने उसको स्पेसिफिकली बोला. और जैसे सोहेल जी ने बताया कि उन्होंने डेली 7 o'clock पे इसको अपडेट पे डाला है. Similarly, we have also done something like that. हमारा टाइम थोड़ा डिफरेंट है. आई थिंक इट्स समवेयर अराउंड 10ish जहाँ पे ये अपडेट होता है. सो इट अपडेट्स डेली, इट गोज टू ऑल दोज वेबसाइट जहाँ से उसने डेटा लिया था. इट अपडेट्स ऑन अ डेली बेसिस एंड इट टेल्स अस कि कहाँ कहाँ पे क्या क्या नोटिफिकेशन एंड क्या क्या अपडेट्स आए हैं. सो आर्ट्स इज ऑन एन इनिशियल स्टेज अभी के लिए, बिकॉज वी हैव रिसेंटली डेवलप्ड इट 2 weeks बैक. गोइंग फॉरवर्ड आई थिंक इन द नेक्स्ट 1 month हम इस पे थोड़ा और काम करके इसको और इम्प्रोवाइज करेंगे.
करेक्ट. बढ़िया, नाइस नाइस. सो इसका फायदा ये है दैट इट वर्क्स 24/7. इसके पास छुट्टी का टाइम नहीं है.
यस, इसके पास छुट्टी का टाइम नहीं है. सो इवन ऑन अ संडे वो 10 बजे अपना जाके सब अपडेट्स लेके आएगा आपके लिए, सो दैट मंडे मॉर्निंग व्हेन यू जॉइन लॉग इन यू हैव ऑल द अपडेट्स रेडी.
Great, great. Yes, yes, Saransh.
Thank you to all the speakers for their insightful demonstrations. Now I will request Naman Shimal sir to tell us about the practicability of AI tools and the changes we will see due to it in our daily practice.
I think all of us have already seen the changes what going on, and the pace with which it is going on, it's really dramatic. You know, as Sohel said, he just copy pasted that LinkedIn into the post into the Claude, and he has come out with so much sophisticated, I would say, app retrieval system that even, let's say, when Rohan meets him, he will say, "Okay, wow, now you have done this thing." So. Yeah, Rohan, our friend, we know that he is also doing something miraculous in AI. So I think the pace itself is just too fast, and that's the whole point of it. That we need to keep ourselves updated. We need to keep ourselves, and when we talk about sunk cost fallacy. So if you've heard of sunk cost fallacy, is it that, okay, we have invested in something, now we need to carry on with this thing, now we need to, do it for 2, 3, 4 years. That is completely need to be taken care in mind, that you cannot be in sunk cost fallacy. Maybe you spend a month of doing something and a new tool emerges, and you have to immediately forget the old tool, and jump to the new tool. So that is also sometimes, we need to be careful or mindful of that fact. Also, I think whatever AI tools come and whatever be there, the logic will still be there. So your logicness and sharpness will and the curiosity to learn, as Sohail did with this thing, and even Naman, Harshita, and all of the without any coding experience are doing that. So we do not need to wait for anything for us to learn and try out different things over here. Um, Even in managing the firm, what we have done is that we have worked on our own timesheet app. We have worked on our own app for TP related management, I would say, because there are various people which we work with, and therefore it becomes difficult to understand the stage. And not all the third party apps which are available could be able to provide that. So, yes, simple apps, simple tweaks can help us out to iron out the things which it used to take longer, and we used to say अरे अभी कौन इसको बनाएगा, इसको कर लेते हैं. So we need to be a little bit more curious. Logic will still be there, and all of us needs to uh, forget whatever sunk cost we have done. अभी रोज नया सीखो, आगे बढ़ो, and it's easy. Only thing is easy to understand, difficult to implement. Uh, that consistency is required, the dedication, what Sohail spent, let's say 2 weeks. And I know it will be more troublesome regularly उसको देखना, डाउनलोड करके सही चीज आ रही कि नहीं आ रही, वो सब चीजें बग्स क्लियर करना, that takes a lot of time. It looks simple, but that takes a lot of time. But I think all of us needs to do that and find out small issues which is taking a lot of time. Find out, iron out issues like Naman told about the PDF thing. Privacy would again be a very big thing. So how do we maintain the balance between respecting the privacy of our and clients' data, and at the same time giving the optimum solution? That also would be, I think we need to take care. So I have these 4 or 5 things in mind. All of you have turned up, obviously would be curious, and our idea was not to tell you कि ये क्या tools बने, but maybe जैसे एक जो LinkedIn post थी वो सोहेल को ये इंस्पायर करी ये सब करने को. So maybe if we can showcase something what we have done could inspire another such tool or bigger such tool. uh, Maybe all of us can learn from each other. That was our whole idea. So I think that's it from my side. And I wish all the best to all of you who are doing this wonderfully well work. I would just like to take subscription of all of these and be happy. So over to you, Saransh.
कोई भी yearly subscription ना ले, only take monthly subscriptions, because कोई भी
That's
tool
what
कभी भी
I've learned
obsolete हो
from.
सकता है.
That's what I've learned from Naman, and that's what I used to take yearly subscription generally, but I've done 3, 4 mistakes, and then I've realized that abhi koi bhi nahi lena chahiye. No point taking the yearly subscription.
Thank you, Naman sir. Before moving further with our session, I would now take some few questions of the participants. The first question is for Harshita ma'am. Does the BD tool focus only on companies' core business activities, or will it cover all the company's business activities overall?
So it will cover all the business activities overall, because if it covers only specific to what you are giving it instructions, then it would be a partial BD. So we have instructed the tool to give the complete information of what the company is doing, and then on the basis of it, accept or reject.
Next question is also for you, Harshita ma'am. Will the BD tool extract business descriptions only from the company's official website, or will it also use information from other sources?
Okay, so this is an interesting question. So primarily, it will take data from the company's website. However, in some cases, when other reliable sources can also be taken. So, for example, if I would name some information can be taken from the company's LinkedIn page. It can also be taken from Bloomberg. These are some reliable sources that can still be considered after the website. So obviously, the first choice would be the company's website. However, if that is not available, these few sources which we have also given as a source tracker to the qualitative tool, it takes information from there as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to ask Tanish, currently the tool helps with Form FC. Can it also assist with other FEMA forms and compliances? Are there any plans to expand its coverage in the future?
Yes, so currently it helps with Form FC because we've recently built it as Harshita ma'am already informed you. So now about other forms and other compliances. So yes, we can very easily do that because you know what, we have a framework already ready for Form FC. Now we just have to replace some things and some new formats we have to add, and it can be easily done. And yes, we have plans to expand in the future.
Next question is also for Tanish. Can the FEMA tool also help in client emails, checklist, FEMA opinions, or advisory?
Yes, so in the last Obsidian tool, as I showed you, we have generated a Word doc which looks like complete an answer which gives every information. So yes, we can use these tools for a client email purpose as well. So and for advisory purposes as well, because as sir already told that the AI can actually do the all formatting, all the writing work better than humans. So yes, 100% we can do that.
Last question for you, Tanish. Can the tool understand a practical case or transaction and suggest the FEMA provisions that may apply?
Yes, so 100% it can do that as well, and we have done that as well. So by practical cases, yes, it can understand practical cases. Like let's say you have to give an entire case like this has happened, but what we do in these such of cases, like we give it and explains it that these are all the files. We can actually give it a lot of things in an input. So we give so like a different type of files, attachments, docs, Excel, and the tool understands it and gives it with a answer in the exact format which I just showed you.
Thank you, Tanish. Now, moving further with our session. Now, I would like to begin our alumni network interaction. In this session, we will interact with professionals who started their journey in cross-border practice and are now working with leading organizations. The main idea here is to understand their professional journey, learning experiences, and career opportunities in this domain. For this, firstly, I would like to introduce Rahul Chatwani, who is currently working with Khaitan and Company and has experience in merger and acquisition, deal structuring, FAMA compliance, and cross-border transactions. So please, Rahul Chatwani, over to you.
Rahul, are you there? Yes.
Hi,
Yeah,
hi,
you
hi,
just joining
everyone.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
hi.
yeah. Good evening, good evening. So first of all, congratulations to the entire JSCO team for completing 6 years of SITG and 4 years of MRK Funde. So few years back, we were being there like preparing for this SITG.
Rahul,
Now on the other,
if you can start your camera, if you can start your camera.
just a second.
Yeah.
So
Hi, Rahul.
hi, hi, hi. So as I was saying, like congratulations to the entire JSCO team. Like few years back, we were there sitting like preparing for the SITG. Now on the other side, so definitely it feels special. Like thank you very much for like giving us this opportunity, to like present like how our journey has been and like how we have been in with Jain Shimal and Company. So, giving a brief introduction of myself, I am Rahul Chatwani, a chartered accountant, currently working with Khaitan and Company, with over 2 years of post-qualification experience in mergers and acquisition taxation and transaction structuring practice. So over the last 2 years, I have been advising clients on various tax aspects related to mergers and acquisitions, corporate reorganizations, inbound, outbound investments, and various strategic transactions also. Uh, Talking about my current role, I work on the transaction structures that are not only tax efficient, but yeah, also commercially viable and compliant from a regulatory perspective. A significant part of my work involves, analyzing the interplay between tax laws, FEMA regulations, corporate laws, and, many other laws also. So this exposure has allowed me to work, on a diverse range of transactions, across various industries, has strengthened my interest in deal structuring and, transaction advisory. Before joining Khaitan and Company, I was with PwC India, wherein I was first introduced, to the world of M&A tax and transaction advisory. Uh, while my initial interest was in tax only, but my exposure to transaction-related assignments at PwC, helped me understand how tax beyond compliances, and become a critical factor in business decisions also. So there I had the opportunity to, work on both domestic and cross-border transactions, where I saw many acquisition investments, inbound merger, outbound merger, all those things. Then talking about my interest in taxation, that has begun much earlier during my articleship time only with Jain Shimal and Company. Uh, During this period, I had the opportunity to work on a wide range of tax compliances, litigations, advisory assignments, which gave me practical exposure to the nuances of tax laws, you can say. It was during my articleship time only, like wherein I wanted to build my career. I got interest in taxation department only. So a significant factor I would say in shaping this interest was to, work closely with Naman sir, Narendra Shimal sir, and especially Naman Malu here. Their guidance really played an important role, in my professional development. So, so rather than just simply providing answers, they always, encouraged me to understand the rationale behind a position, analyze issues independently, and, develop my own thoughts. So this approach really helped me, build a conceptual foundation which continues to benefit me in my work today also. So yeah, looking back into my journey from developing an interest in taxation during articleship to building technical expertise at PwC and now working at Khaitan and companies, really, I must say, very helpful.
How do you think then when we जब हम आज भी when we talk to articles they say कि यार हमको तो सब कुछ सीखना है. How do you feel being a specific being working in a specific field? How does it help? What do you think?
So जैसा मैंने कहा कि M&A, what excite me is the most is, every deal is different, मेरे को खुद को नहीं पता कल क्या आने वाला है. So, you really don't know what issue is going to come, in a transaction. So sometimes it could be, tax issue, a FEMA issue, or a regulatory issue. So doable, from a tax perspective easily, but not from a FEMA perspective or the other way. So वही है कि उसको break करना है complex situation को. I have to analyze situations, help arriving at a, a solution. So that learning never stops.
Do you think that working in a specific field during internship stopped you from going to a field like M&A and everything? क्या
No,
वो- it
definitely
became
not.
any- हाँ.
No, as I mentioned earlier also, like मेरा जो interest develop हुआ, that was because of like working at Jain Shimal and Company only. So, I was there. I was in audit also in the first year of my articleship, but then I realized that this is not my forte. I have to move to something else. So then I stepped into taxation. And then I just really liked enjoying taxation on the way you used to explain each and everything. That really helped me like gain interest in taxation. And I already have that, वो एक words of वो होता है ना benefit that I already have. Because when I stepped into PwC also, I have a, good knowledge about taxation, how, you know, litigation part, advisory part. We have done so many things. So that
Yes, yes.
always helped me basically.
हाँ, तो वो डिस्कशन जब तक आपके पास से नहीं आएगा, बिकॉज यू आर इंटरेस्टेड एंड यू आर डिस्कसिंग विथ मी
Correct.
कि इसमें क्या कर सकते हैं, इसमें और ये क्यों नहीं देख सकते, तो
Correct.
जब तक वो इंटरेस्ट आपका एक फील्ड में नहीं होगा तब तक उसका कोई फायदा नहीं है, वॉट एवर यू डू.
Definitely, definitely. And then only you will be able to do value addition also. सिर्फ काम करना is not important, value addition करना is also important, I think.
Right.
So वो जब तक interest develop नहीं होगा, I think you won't be able to deliver.
Right. It's good to see you at such a position and doing such kind of deals and everything.
All
Very proud,
thanks
very
to you,
proud.
भैया, and Naman sir. All thanks to you.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Anything else that you would like to add? Maybe you will stay in the meeting. Maybe end में अगर किसी क्या है, we have also kept it for some students and all. अगर आप रह पाएंगे, then if there is any query, maybe
हाँ,
you can
so-
just answer them.
हाँ, what I will do is I will join from phone. अभी just मेरा एक call है, तो I will just attend that
Sure.
call और मैं.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Rahul,
Rahul.
for walking us through your journey.
Thank
Moving
you.
further, I would like to invite Pratima Bhardwaj. She is currently serving as a deputy manager at Deloitte in the transfer pricing domain with experience in cross-border advisory, TP assessments, and compliances. Over to you, Pratima.
I think एक second आपको. I'll just
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
So, hi Pratima.
Am I audible?
Hi, Pratima.
Yes.
Pratima.
Hi, Daman sir. So, first of all, congratulations on SITG completing 6 years and FEMA ke Fund completing 4 years. Like, this is very special to me to be part of this celebration because I was the part of FEMA ke Fund since day one. So, it's really good to seeing FEMA ke Fund growing this far. And like when I joined JSCO in, I guess, 2019, both FEMA and TP were new for me. Like I didn't know that there is a TP something or there is a FEMA something. But when I got in this team, I get to know about this subject, and the exposure at JSCO helped me to shape this career. And I got an interest in this subject, and I choose my career in this field. So if I talk about FEMA ke Fund Day, like it was the initial discussion was just to how we can give the this complex FEMA provision, how we can explain this complex FEMA provision in simpler term. तो हमारा पहला डिस्कशन यही था कि व्हाट वी शुड कीप अ नेम, मतलब कुछ नेम भी ऐसा इंटरेस्टिंग होना चाहिए ताकि लोगों को ये लगे कि यस दिस इज समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग। वी केम अप विद दिस नेम फेमा के फंड डे। देन वी थॉट कि हम उसको सिंपल वे में कैसे शो कर सकते हैं। देन वी केम विद द कैरेक्टर फेमा ज्ञानी विच इज अ लाइक a great concept कि फेमा ज्ञानी is giving you suggestion or giving you answers जो भी आपका query है in a very simple terms, in a conversation terms. So yeah, like it is very good to see like FEMA ke Fund Day has grown this much. And if I talk about my current position, so I got selected in Deloitte India. I'm working in Mumbai Deloitte, and I'm working as deputy manager since 2 years. I have experience of 2 years in transfer pricing. And here I got to know that transfer pricing is not limited only to TP compliance. There is lot and lot more. Like there is APA. APA may be unilateral APA, bilateral APA, both are different. Then you have MAP, then you have due diligences, then you have advisory, and like there is lot more to learn. And here, what I carried from JSO, the main thing is the transfer pricing, like the knowledge from transfer pricing. Here, sometimes it feels like I'm working on something and someone's asked very basic question or about compliance, and I can give the answer. So it feels really good कि like I know it. मुझे seniors को बार बार पूछना नहीं पड़ रहा है कि इसका क्या मतलब है. They already knew कि मेरा एक्सपीरियंस है, तो इट इज गुड टू फील लाइक कि अच्छा लगता है जब ऐसे सब बोलते कि हाँ यू डिड इट वेल, और आप सबसे अच्छा इज वाज द डेडिकेशन व्हिच आई लर्न देयर, एंड दैट इज रियली हेल्पिंग मी हियर कि मेरा डेडिकेशन है, आई एम हार्ड वर्किंग एंड आई एम डूइंग वर्क वेरी सिंसियरली, दैट आई लर्न फ्रॉम नमन सर, लाइक कि आप जो काम कर रहे हो उसको अच्छे से करो, भले उसमें थोड़ा सा टाइम लग जाए बट डू इट इन अ बेस्ट वे. सो yeah, that is the best thing I did. And yeah, I guess this is all it. Anything?
You, Pratima. So just one quick question because we are running short of time now. Is that आपने बोला कि जब आपने जैन श्रीमान में आर्टिकलशिप स्टार्ट किया था तब आपको नहीं पता था टीपी फेमा के बारे में. So now when you have already learned a lot and you are successful in your career at this stage of your life, how would you want to maybe thank the older version of Pratima for taking this up, or do you have any regrets of not going into any of the traditional fields?
I like they who are working in transfer pricing, they know that transfer pricing is a niche practice area. And yeah, I will definitely thank Jain Shrimal to let me know about this field, because this field is very unique and you learn every day a new thing. Like every transaction is a new transaction. Every transaction there is some adjustment or something new which is going to happen. So there is always an opportunity to learn something new. So I would thank Taki. I chose this field and I'm really enjoying this field.
Nice,
You should
very
thank
nice. Thank
yourself,
you.
Pratima.
Yeah, you should thank yourself.
Next.
Thank you so much, Pratima.
Thank
Next,
you.
we have Jyoti Jaiswal. She's a qualified chartered accountant and deputy manager at Deloitte. She has extensive experience in transfer pricing, international taxation, APA matters, master files, CBCR, and cross-border advisory. So over to you, Jyoti.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Jyoti.
Hello.
Hi.
So,
Hi,
hi
Jyoti.
Dee. Hi Naman Bhaiya. Hello
Hi.
everyone. So, a very big congratulations to Jan Shimal and company reaching. See, Jesco has always been in my heart since the very first day I started. So, 6 years for SITCG and then 4 years for FEMA. I still remember when I had my first day in Jan Shimal and company for the interview thing. So nobody was there. It was like in the evening, and Naman sir took my interview. So I already gave multiple interviews, and he took my random interviews not related to TP and nothing. And then I specifically told HR, please take me in any field other than transfer pricing because I don't know about that. And literally I requested. So HR told me, see, you have been selected by your seniors. So Chinmay and Khushbu, they were there. So I have been told that they fought for you and now you are here. They found it good. So I was like, I am not aware of what is transfer pricing. How will I do justice to the work? Then over the period of time, I had numerous different kind of work, even advisories and compliance, those hectic deadlines. And then in the next year, as a senior, and always Harshada Di and Naman sir was always there. Like we used to go in the meeting, discussion purpose ke liye, and they were like always they always give us some new insights what could have been more closer to transfer pricing. Like what should be an adequate price when and one individual is entering into a transaction, when a company is there, when an LLP is there. So that is how it dragged my interest into. Now, when I cleared my CA, everyone insisted don't go for this field. This field is niche and you will not have any career going forward and you will get bored since you have already done 3 years. And this is the most common question which is being asked to me from my juniors. Okay, whether should I continue with transfer pricing since it is niche. And so believe me, Malav, as it's been 2 years and 4 months, and still I'm in love with this field, transfer pricing, international transaction, everything all about cross border. So it's transfer pricing is not merely related, as Pratima highlighted specifically. It's not only related to compliance, but it is more than that. So when you go deeper, so you'll get to know like pillar two, when pillar 2 comes into picture, so there again transfer pricing is there, which is a complex area. Then profit attribution, when a P is established, then again transfer pricing comes into picture. When there is an APA, when there is a map, and many other like corporate governance, SEBI, LODR. So it's like many companies are getting listed these days every second company is listed, and then who is going to do their related party transaction analysis? This is us who they are going to hire, obviously. And when companies are planning for IPOs, so before that, even we are required and we are hired key in that given case, corporate governance perspective, what they are required to take in care of for the related party specific things. So see, wherever you will see now, you will find TP everywhere, whether it is, I'll say like, so complex areas are also there when a company is planning to set up, whether it is here in India, whether it is in UAE, UK, Singapore, anywhere, they'll come to you. Whether should I enter this transaction? What should be the price? And like whether this loan transaction is there, whether this DEMPI is there, royalty is there. So it should be there or not. So I think, and most importantly, see, litigation aspect is always there. Advisory comes into picture, but when litigation comes, no, many a time people says that litigation becomes so boring, filing CIT appeals, DRPs and all. But boss, when you have those ideas in your brain, how can you defend a complicated case? And then you come up with the happy smiley face that you have successfully defended that with a clean chit. So I had this experience in my first year when I was sent to department all alone, and I told my senior ki, are you serious? How will I manage defending the case? But at that very moment, we were awaiting the final order, and I was little hesitant कि boss इतनी बड़ी कंपनी है, कंपनी गलत ऑर्डर आ गया तो मेरे पे ही ब्लेम आएगा ये कुछ तो करके आई है. And literally normal days से वो थोड़ा order delay हुआ, and then within 1 week we got the clean order, and I was like hush, बच गई मैं बार ये डूबने से बची. And every time, believe me, like I talk about Harshada Di or Naman sir, even Naman Malu sir, when I am planning for pursuing some higher education, even apart from CA, I give them a message. Should I go ahead with this module? Should I choose this course or not? Naman Malu sir will always be like, call away. Tu kar bindas kar. If you want to go this session, so they will always be there. And even when the responsibilities got increased, like when I promoted 6 months back, I literally remembered Harshada Di. I texted her. It was season, and 1 month before, I was overburdened with work. I literally overburdened. I messaged her कि see, I told Pratima also कि I think we are remembering her because she used to give all the to dos ऐसा लिख के ये करना है तो हमें कुछ करना ही नहीं है, हमें बस वो follow करना है. अभी being at the manager level, we have to see end-to-end tasks from the EL execution level to getting the money from the clients, everything. So yes, it has been always a overwhelming journey. I will always be really grateful. And if someone asks me, ki, did you do any kind of mistake choosing transfer pricing, even today, and I will always love this field. So yes, thank you.
Very nice, Jyoti. Like your journey was inspiration in itself, because coming somebody who don't know anything about transfer pricing and who has tried really hard not to be a part of the cross border team at that point of time, to now loving cross border to this point that there's no going back, seeing you grow up and seeing all of you growing and doing wonderful in your careers. Like my heart is so full, and our everybody is so happy and proud to see you shining like the brightest stars out there. Thank you so much.
It's all because of your blessings and guidance. Even today also, I remember my day one in interview, and I gave the interview, and the interviewer said, my director only said, Naman Shumal ko main janta hu. You did. I was like, okay. But one very important thing, when you did something in your nascent stage, articleship stage, where you have done transfer pricing, and then you join the same field, the expectation increases. And many a time I heard the taunt also कि boss तू तो ये करके आई है, तेरे को आना चाहिए था. So sometimes I inside myself feel आप इतने साल हो गए, 10-11 साल, तब भी नहीं आता है ना, तो मेरे को तो एक ही साल हुआ है. So this is how I motivate. So yes.
So Jyoti just wanted to say this thing. The expectations will always be there, and and if people are expecting something out of you, then obviously they know that you can do it. So your journey has been really great, and I remember talking to Harshita or giving you difficult cases, giving you difficult stuff, and we always came up in a very, very nice manner. So congratulations to all of you. And your interview, the earlier interview with me was an example that sometimes rejections happen in a best manner. So your plea, or which was rejected to join some other, department, really help in that manner. So
Yeah.
kudos to you and keep shining. Always good to see you at various forums and keep expressing yourselves.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
डेलॉइट में अब जेएसको के काफी लोग जा चुके हैं एक साथ टीपी में वो उनका
Yes.
ग्रेट ग्रेट
So
Thank you so
we are
much.
waiting for the day when someone meet me and say, "Do you know Jyoti Jaiswal?" So
Oh,
that
yes,
that would be the ultimate
definitely.
thing.
Definitely. I am working hard for that day. And randomly, I still remember the day. Matlab, it was something. I had a session. Matlab, we were there in BCS. I think you came Mumbai, and I was
Yeah.
just having word with my colleagues and just telling them about my articleship days, that someone who takes usual sessions from international taxation perspective and FEMA, and then I looked back and then he's coming. Oh, look, so for that 10 second, 10 to 20 seconds ka pause I had on my face. What is it? He's coming. So yeah, it's good. Definitely. I'm working on that and hopefully let's see.
Yep, absolutely, that will happen. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. Moving further now, I would like to invite Itisha Jain, who is currently working with PwC Global in the statutory audit department for UK companies, and she has also previously worked with Deloitte USI, handling statutory audits of Canadian companies. Over to you, Itisha.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Am I audible? Naman Bhaiya?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Okay.
Hi.
So good to see you everyone. Okay. So first of all, congratulations everyone. And the JSCO team, I would like to congratulate for completing 6 years in SITG, and also to Harshita Di and team for completing 4 years of FEMA Funde. I remember like SITG was one thing we used to rush on Saturday. Like this is one thing we have to complete it. Whether the income tax, income tax return might go on hold, but not SITG for Saturdays. So
अभी भी चल रहा
in yeah,
है
correct. So I cannot forget those busy seasons when Naman Bhaiya and Naman Shrimal sir used to say, no, SITG has to go. Whatever happens, happens. So yes, so many congratulations to you and your team. Um, Regarding my professional journey, so currently I'm working with PwC Global, where I work for like UK companies and handle statutory audit as associate there. Although the audit, I would say, is a different and a new field when I joined PwC, and before that I joined Deloitte. So in Deloitte, actually, I joined as a fixed term hire, like as a semi qualified. So there, it was not like I was well known about audit since I was from a tax background. So clearing an interview in Deloitte, like clearing 5 rounds of audit, was in itself was a big thing for me. But I cleared it, and then I realized that it's not something. There is nothing which we cannot do. Like even after being from a tax background, we can join audit and many other fields. I got offers for transfer pricing as well. Even I was from a tax background, but I was getting offers for different backgrounds. So I think from my journey, it's clear that you guys do not have to be in a specific or an domain that you don't have to restrict yourself that we have to be in this field, so we cannot join the other. We can definitely go in different fields, and I'm really proud that I joined JSCO and did my tax journey, and then I switched to audit. Not like I did my articleship in tax, but now I am excited to learn audit as well. So it's good that I know both the fields now, and I'll be specialized in both the fields in a few years. So that's a wonderful thing for me myself as well. So and Jain Shrimal, I would say it was very exciting journey, and giving an interview in Jain Shrimal, from giving an interview in Jain Shrimal to completing my articleship and giving my CA finals and everything. It was a long journey, but I would say tax was something I love to do. And when I joined, I was also, like Jyoti Didi said, we were told from our seniors that like you are joining tax only. So what about audit, and what about TP, and what about other fields? You might not get chance after your articleship to join other like big fours and this and that. So many cliche thoughts that have been put into our minds, like you cannot do this or that after CS. So like you can see my journey now and take the example that you can do anything even after joining any niche sector. So yeah, and now I think I remember those days from JSCO and feel like it was exciting to work. But I would say um, um, working a lot was one thing that that I take from Jan Shrimal, since if you work a lot, then you that muscle memory develops, that you can work a lot. You can go into any organization and they can put a lot of pressure on you, and you won't feel it at all if you are capable of doing that much work in those particular number of hours. We have been told in busy seasons as well that you have to do this and this in particular, in this and that particular number of hours, like billable hours. Jyoti, I hope you'll agree. We are not supposed to charge as many hours we are supposed to work. So the pressure is on, but if you can handle pressure in your articleship, I think it's good to do, and you'll definitely learn from your journey in JSCO. So that's my journey, a brief about myself, and I'll definitely come and will join you guys in soon.
Will to meet you in the celebration. It was a great
Yeah,
experience, because I remember when I took your interview and all, you were thinking,
yeah,
yeah, whether I should join for just DT or not. You thought
yes,
also for the second time कि मेरे को खाली DT join करना है नहीं करना. And coming from a small town, then making your way to even staying Jaipur alone, and then going for your professional journey.
yes,
It is a great journey that can inspire someone. Maybe जो लोग देख रहे हैं उनमें से शायद कोई inspire हो जाए, that क्रॉस बॉर्डर इज अ फील्ड जो आप करके भी बाद में भी यू कैन चेंज एंड गो टू एनी फील्ड दैट यू वांट, बिकॉज आर्टिकलशिप इज ऑलवेज अबाउट कि आपको एक बेस तैयार हो जाता है, यू नो कि आपको क्या काम करना है, यू आर हियर फॉर टेकिंग डिसीजंस. आप अपना खुद का डिसीजन लेके खुद से काम करते हो. दैट इज व्हाट आर्टिकलशिप टीचेस यू, नॉट जस्ट फाइलिंग
yes,
एवरीथिंग एंड जस्ट डूइंग एनीथिंग, जस्ट टेकिंग डिसीजन, टेकिंग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड डूइंग द वर्क. Great
yeah.
Itisha.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Saransh, maybe we
Payanshu.
can move to next because time थोड़ा सा कम है, तो
Yes,
maybe we
sir.
can move quickly. Yes.
Now I would like to invite Payanshi Jain, who is a transfer pricing professional with over 2 years of experience in transfer pricing, documentation, compliance, benchmarking studies. Prior to joining Jain Shrimal and Company, she has also worked with PwC and had experience in preparation of transfer pricing study reports, Form 3CEB certifications, master file compliances, and transfer pricing assessments. Over to you, Payanshi.
Hi. Congratulations to the team for completing 6 years of SITG and 4 years of FKF series. I had around 2 years of post-qualification experience in the area of transfer pricing, international taxation, and FEMA advisory. Currently, I'm working with Jenshimal and Company, Harshita D. Naman sir, and my work involves like assisting clients with TP planning and compliances, benchmarking analysis, documentation, TP documentation, FEMA advisories, etc. Now, through these engagements, like I have gained exposure to a diverse set of industries, business models, allowing to understand the both the technical and practical aspects of the international transactions. Now, prior to joining JSCO, Jen Shimal, I worked with PwC, where I further strengthened my expertise in transfer pricing, international tax, assessment proceedings. At PwC, I had the opportunity to work on a variety of domestic and cross-border assignments involving multinational groups. Now, this exposure enhanced my skills and provided me with the experience in managing complex client requirements and working in the fast-paced professional environment. Now, my journey in this field have begun much earlier during my articleship with Jen Shimal. Now, during my articleship, I primarily worked in the field of transfer pricing and FEMA. Now, what fascinated me was that the TP requires like an understanding of the models, research, understanding the intent behind the laws, and FEMA also exposed me to the regulatory framework governing that cross-border investments and transactions, like giving a broader perspective on the international operations. Now, जैसे Jyoti never wanted to be in TP initially, but मेरा तो ऐसा था हमेशा से कि भाई मुझे तो टीपी में ही जाना है, बट शायद इनिशियली मैं ऑडिट में थी, बट इंटरनली ट्रांसफर लेके देन हर्षिता दी से बात करके देन टीपी में मैं आई थी अराउंड 1-2 महीने बाद. तो मुझे तो हमेशा से लाइक आई वांटेड टू बी इन द टीपी डोमेन ओनली, एंड लाइक आई लव बीइंग इन दिस डोमेन. So
Thank you, Bayanshi. For us, you are our homegrown talent, and we are very happy to have you on board with us. So thank you for this.
thank you so much, Dee.
Thank you so much,
Moving forward,
Priyanshi. Moving further, I would like to invite Swati Jain, who is a transfer pricing professional currently serving as deputy manager at Deloitte in the transfer pricing domain, with close to 2 years of experience in cross-border advisory, TP assessment, and compliances. Over to you, Swati.
Hello. Hi, thanks, Aranj. Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry I'm traveling right now. There might be some disturbances from the back. But first of all, I would like to congratulate JSU team for SITG 6 years and 4 years of FEMA Fund. I remember being the part of FEMA Fund from the very initial phases when we were designing everything, how it should be, what should be the concept, how do we simplify those complicated rules, because we know FEMA, how FEMA is. There's this act of 20 minutes and there are multiple rules around. So it was a good time. At that time, we all used to sit together. I remember when it was second year anniversary of FEMA, and we did that one video over it, telling people what FEMA Fund is, designing everything. It was a good experience. Talking about my time at Jen Shrimal, I initially joined here, and Varsha was the HR that time. She told me ki we are giving you the transfer pricing field, and I knew nothing about it, zero knowledge. I was thinking ki should I work in it, or is it worth it or not? I called my cousin who was there in Deloitte that time. So he told me, transfer pricing is a niche profile. You should definitely do it. It is nowhere else in Jaipur, and you would get an exposure that you won't get anywhere else. So I started it. Initially, I was not able to understand it much, but yeah, with time, and Harshita Di was always there for it. I had itna sa doubt, big doubts, anything. She was there to make me understand what is happening and everything. From Jen Shrimal, if I talk about professional things, we have learned this one thing ki you can do mistakes, it's fine, but you keep moving forward. That's how things work. When we used to get a client, it was like it is our client. We are responsible for it. We can do multiple researches. We used to do, if there's one thing you go there deep down, you do multiple researches on it. And I remember one advisory we got in FEMA where there were multiple individuals who have never done a single compliance in the entire tenure of making that company. You remember, Harshita? I'm not
Yes,
naming
yes,
the
I
client,
remember.
but
I
we
remember.
used to sit so long for that, and we used to understand कि इन्होंने तो कुछ भी नहीं कर रखा, किसी को knowledge ही नहीं है FEMA का कि क्या करना है. There were so many forms that they had not filed, so many penalties. We made that one chart कि ये individuals है, ये forms है. It used to be very interesting. And now also when I work in this field, I'm in Deloitte, Gurgaon, Deloitte, India. I've been promoted to deputy manager recently. Having a background in transfer pricing, it gave me an upper edge over anyone around me who does not have an experience. I gave 4 interviews when I qualified and I got selected in all 4 of them. Just because I had this background of transfer pricing, it gives you an upper edge over other people around you. And now also it's like if I have a doubt, I can go through acts myself. I don't need anybody else to tell me कि ऐसा है ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. I can give them a counter response myself कि I know it, I have done it, I've worked on it. So you cannot come to me and tell me कि भाई ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. As for FEMA, I remember we had one advisory recently, and there were transactions in. We had to give advisory for multiple fields. So for FEMA, since around me there are not people who know much about it. So when I told this in my team, कि हाँ, I can do FEMA in this, I know it. They were so surprised, and I was so happy. कि, okay, I can make a value addition here that other people around me cannot do that. It's a good feeling, and it all came because of JSU. And in JSU, I also made so many friends who are like family now. We are connected right now also, and it's a good thing. So yeah, that's about my experience, and congratulations on FKF and SITG.
Thank you, Swati. Like, pleasure seeing you from somebody who is into transfer pricing field, but your FEMA knowledge at which you have gathered during your articleship times is somewhere helping you now. Having said that, you are into core TP field currently. So yeah, as I've already mentioned that, we feel our heart was so full when we see all of you shining and, and doing wonderful in your careers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati. With that, we have come to the end of today's session. On behalf of the entire team, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to all our speakers for sharing their knowledge, insights, and valuable demonstrations. We also thank all the participants for their active engagement and thoughtful questions throughout the webinar. We hope today's session has provided useful insights into how AI can enhance efficiency and support professionals in their day-to-day work. Before we conclude, I would now like to invite C. Naman Shrimal sir to share his valuable closing thoughts and remarks with all of us. Over to you, Naman sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this amazing description. And uh, one thing to learn from is that the whole idea, whether we do AI or whether we have seen those alumni people shining all over, it's the curiosity. That whole binds. So we, all of us, have so many things around us. It's just the curious person who will, I think, have to do. And with curiosity, the hunger to learn, and hunger to you know prove something, and to make a name for yourself will separate, because all of us have all the information, all of us have the same YouTube, all of us have the same sites available to us. But only and only if we are hungry enough to prove our work and curious enough to learn new things, I think we should shine. It's as Harshita rightly mentioned, our heart is so full to see so many people shining all through them and remembering us. And we also remember their initial days, at least, when they were with us for those couple of years, and to be a part of their journey. So I think let's close it
Just before that,
on the part of it, that let's be, all of us, be curious and be hungry to learn every day more. And Naman, we want to say something?
just before the end, this session will also just किसी ने अगर कुछ miss किया होगा part, it will be uploaded on YouTube. And जो भी हमने discuss किया था, maybe many of them were asking about how Sohail built his Obsidian. We'll share that file also over the email. जो भी आपने registered email डाली होगी, उस पे आपको ये सारा data already. Maybe by Monday you will get all of those things. So just let's hope कि आप लोग सब build करें अपने अपने खुद के AIs using that Sohail's note and everything. And yeah. Naman sir, over to you just for the closing remarks.
No, perfectly fine. I'm done with the closing remarks. So let's wait for the next anniversary of both the editions.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone
Congratulations
for
to
your
everyone.
valuable time. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
everyone for joining the webinar.